Hey y'all, Mike McFarland here, the Lake Fork Fishing Guide, about to give you a Lake Fork public rundown for April 16th, Tuesday the 16th. Good to be here in the studio. Lake is in good condition. There's just a lot going on right now, and when I finish here, you'll understand where I'm going at with. Last week on Thursday, the report was 403.27. For every 0.25 is 3 inches. The lake was on the rise. Over the weekend, we reversed the effects and we began to drop. So as of Monday, we were 403.17. As of today, 403.13. The rising, falling, rising, falling, rising, falling that has consistently happened over the last 4 weeks or more has really held back a lot of spawning fish. There is some fry throughout the lake, which means eggs have hatched. There's a very few few areas that have that in there. So what I'm getting at is there's multiple ways you can approach fishing right now on the lake. There's still spawning fish. Last Friday with the rising water, Thursday with the rising water, I was in a cove and I cannot tell you the amount of fish that were coming in Thursday and Friday. It was amazing how many fish were moving, were on their way in, were back on the nests. And then about Friday midnight is when the lake stabilized and began to drop again with the gate open. Saturday, those fish were gone. They had pulled off. I had a friend of mine who called me on Friday and said, "Oh my gosh, I got so many bedfish locked right now. I got my clients on, one in the front, one in the back, and I can see the next bunch to go to. This is awesome." And Saturday, he called me scratching his head saying, "Where the heck did they go?" When the water rises, they come back. When the water starts pulling out, they pull back. Water rises, fish. Water rising, rises fish. Water falling, pulls them out. Especially when they're trying to spawn. So, with that being said, the temperatures are right, 65, 68. This is the main lake temperatures too. You can go up north in the backwaters, and some of them are a lot warmer than that. But the main core of the body, you're going to find between 65 and 68 degrees in the main body, either east or west side. And here's what's going on. There's still, with a new full moon coming, there's a wave of fish to spawn. There's no doubt a lot of fish to still spawn. This probably will close it up. They will either spawn or won't spawn, because we're going to move through this water temperature by the end of this week and start being closer to the 70s, which is the shad spawn. All right, so with that being said, you got bass still spawning, backwaters with Cincos, Texas rig creature baits, sight fishing, if you will. You have shad spawn beginning. The shad spawn happens all over the place. Some of it happens in the vegetation of the backs of the coves. Some of it happens on the main lake points, on red clay, shell beds, hard bottom areas. Look for the birds, and of course for the shad spawn, you're going to kind of approach a lot of reaction baits, top waters, spinner baits, swim baits, soft plastic flukes, okay? Keep in mind that you can mix it up. I like to start the mornings out fishing shad spawn, because that's when the shad spawn. And then about 8, 9, 10 o'clock in the morning when the sun's high and I can see, I'll spend the rest of the day sight fishing. Also remember that once the females lay their eggs and they pull out and they're done, the males will stay in there and guard. So baits like frogs, weightless flukes, things like that in brim colors can be more advantageous to get one of those males guarding the eggs or guarding the fry to attack your bait. Brim colors, bass don't like brim eat the eggs, brim eat the babies. So just keep that in mind too. Those are kind of some triggering effects. You've got spawning fish, you got some post-spawn male guarding fry. You got the post-spawn females that'll start pulling out offshore, gorging. They're going to gorge on the shad spawn areas. And that's really kind of the best recommendation I can give to you. I want you to remember that there's a couple of great baits that I like for the shad spawn specifically. I love to throw top waters and square bills and spinner baits and chatter baits. I really mix it up. But there's a couple of them that really do the damage. And we're going to start with Lake Fork Trophy Lures, the Dasher, which is basically a soft plastic jerkbait. Lake Fork Trophy Lures, the Dasher, made by Mr. Mark Pack, invented by Mark Pack. That was actually the original Magic Shad. They've just changed the name to the Dasher, okay? keeping Mark Pack in our hearts and in my mind all the time. Impact Lures, Impact Shad. I want you to remember that Lake Fork Trophy Lures has purchased Impact Lures, and they are brought home to one home base right there at the factory in Emory. Lake Fork Trophy Lures, Lures with an Attitude, and Impact Lures, they both catch more fish. And they're two different baits completely together. And I'll show you, I'm going to show you an Impact Lure that he designed after the fact when he started his own deal with. You got two jerk baits here with two different kinds of presentations. One is a segmented, this is the Impact Shad, and the other is the Lake Fork Trophy Lures Dasher. Okay, those are, between those two, you can really do some damage during the shad spawn, whether you fish it weightless, or you fish it on a round head, or you fish it on a Demiki rig, or you even fish it on a little Carolina rig or a split shot rig. So that's my highest recommendations for Fish and Fork right now. Stay with whatever you're doing. It looks like we've got some rain and some things coming this weekend, but hopefully, like today was supposed to be raining, it's supposed to be severe, and it's not yet. Well, maybe it won't hit. But hopefully we can stop this erratic 2 days rise, 3 days fall. 2 days rise, 4 days fall, and kind of deal. And if we can stabilize the lake, we'll see a lot better fishing. All right? I'll be back on Thursday with a much more detailed report. And remember, I'll include the crappie fishing. I'm not going to give it today. Don't have much reports. But by Thursday, I'll give you a little crappie report. Also, remember that there's a members-only channel. You can go watch the members-only report. And that report is subscriber-based only, private. But the details in that report are so much more than you get here publicly. We get the exact baits, exact locations, techniques. There's also 5 other guides that partake in that give multitudes of lakes information. We cover Ray Hubbard, Palestine, Possum Kingdom, Lavon, Tawakoni, some OH Ivy reports, I think I said Palestine reports, Lake Hawkins, and some local lakes around here, Athens, Lake Welsh. So there is a lot of information in that private members-only channel. If you're wondering what that is, check it out. Just look in the description below, click on members link, and subscribe. And other than that, guys, I wish you all a great week fishing. Again, like I said, I'll be back Thursday to film again. We film on Tuesdays and Thursdays. They air on Wednesdays and Fridays. Big shout out to J. Hodge Chevrolet for all they do for us, all the support. Texas Insider Fishing Report. Watch that live on TV every week now. There's also a big fishing report that Texas Insider Fishing does. They film it live in studio in Florida. And there's 6 captains, 3 coastal captains, 3 intercoastal. And we really cover the fishing for Texas. And then we've got Skeeter Bass Boats, Diamond Sports Marine, Yamaha, Abu Garcia, Berkeley, Power Pole, Bass Assassin, Bajío Sunglasses, Tidelines UV, Lake Fork Trophy Lures, Impact Lures, Sandtone Lures, Real Time Rods Magic Reaction, Lake Fork Marina, Go Fish Lures, Steve's Custom Prop Shop, the Original Rod Socks Sign Shop, Burning Stump Lodge, Lake Fork Resort, Murphy's Law, Sport Fishing, Jamie's Restaurant, Oh My, the Pie. If you eat in Jamie's Restaurant, you gotta have some pie afterwards. Tackle Co-op, which is up and running, tacklecoop.com. Jamie's Jacked Up Designs, and always and forever, Lucas Oil, and Protect the Harvest. I'm Mike McFarland, giving you a quick Tuesday, April 16th, public rundown.